So you guys can all see this one is clear, right? All right. So so there was two questions for this quiz. I think the first one we already did it in somewhere in class practice, but we can do this one again. So so this quiz is for activities on the arrow. So we have 3 video recording about that one, and including this one will be our first one. So you have enough exam practice and also explanation for each of them, right? So you should be able to very confident to do this one during the exam. So let's do the first step over here is always getting the sequence number. So we have 2 columns of activities here. So we need to have 2 columns of sequence number. So the dependence is same as immediately the activities before it. So for A is none, so we given 0 here. And for the B, C, and D is all 0 plus 1. So all of them is 1. So when you're looking for the D actually is come from here, moving this one to there. So you will have 1 plus 1, you get a 2. Same for this one. So if you're looking for the H here, and you are looking for B, C, and E. B, C, and E. So I guess BC is our 1 and E is 2. So you will have here is the maximum of 1, 1, and 2 plus 1, you get a 3. Similarly here, so you have the I is referred to F and G. So both are 2, so you have the maximum of 2 and another 2. You plus 1, you get a 3. So the B is 1, so you have 1 plus 1, you get a 2. And H is here, I is there, so you have 3, 3. So you get a maximum 3, 3 plus 1, you get a 4. And the H and the J, you have the maximum 3 and the 2 plus 1, you get a 4. And for I, you have 3 plus 1, you get a 4. And for this KML for N, K is 4, L is 4, M is 4. You basically you have here is maximum. Picking up from either 4, you have 3 of them plus 1, you get a 5. So this is a sequence number calculation. So you are good with this, right? Okay, so once we get this sequence number, we were using the space here for this case, for this one, so don't look that. We will have our sequence number in a row. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So again, for this one, you can skip the AON, but in our case is we always do AON and then we do AOA for your for your exam, right? So it's better for us to do it. It won't take too much of time. So we're putting A here, and the B, C, and the D in the second column. And we have E, F, and G in the second, which is 2 sequence number column. So later on, you will see we needed to reorder those things, right? So so we have the H and the I in the column 3, and we have the the B, we have the, oh, this one come to here, this J, and we have a K, L, and M, and N. So is that the correct order for us? I mean, in the sequence columns, is that correct? Which one is wrong? Oh, they are in the right spots. Okay. So later on, you need to reward this thing when we do the, then we try to avoid the, whatever the crossover, right? So now we are going to do the connections, right? So in case you remember, you need to have a box of them. So you'd better to do the box first. So the box is a node. And the node is the reason why we call this is activity on the node, right? So all right, so we have all those done. So now we are easy to connect A to B, A to C, and A to D. And then we can mark A, B, C, and D is done. And we have E, F, G is all connect to D. So you have E, F, and G is all connect to D. So E, F, G done. And then we have H. H is connect to B, C, and E. So so right now I'm over here. So I probably will going to move those one to somewhere here. And then we can remove those and put it to this all connect with D. And we are doing the edge here is B, C, and E. And then we do the edge I. So the I have F and the F and the G, right? And we do J is going to connect with B. So we probably move this up to here, and then we connect with B. So then we have a K. K is H and I, and L is here. L is H and the J. And M is to I, and then all connect to N. Is that correct? It's same as your AON, right? So this is called AON. All right. So once we're done with AON, then we are doing with AOA, right? So let's try with AOA. So for doing the AOA, so what I'm going to do is I will move my AON up, give more space to my AON. So we can do the same thing here is putting the A. Let's go back to using the blue here and then move this one away. We have A, B, C, and D. And try to follow in the same order. We have G, E, F, G. And just further away, okay? So, and we have H, I, L, K, M, N. So, it's free for us to given the first one a node. So this is your A. And A is over the arrow, say we call this one is AOA. So then we are going to link with B, C, and D because refer to the relation in the AON here. So it's all finish to start relations. So that means you finish your A, then you're starting with your B. So this point is the A start point. And this is your A end point. And also, this is your B start point, right? So then you have your C start, and then you have your D start. But the ending of B, C, and D We're not sure. We need to look in the sense after those, right? So the B is going to, the B will be here because B is going to, after B, you will have the J, right? So we probably can do this. And again, the B is often is going to point to H. So we can probably do this. Right now, I did not see any conflection over here, right? And the C, after C is going to H. And also after C is going to, C is only going to H, right? So C did not going to E or anything else, right? Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, C is only going to H, and what we can do is we can do like this to avoid any mistake over here. Let's do this. So if C is only going to H, let's link C and H directly. So I may give a note over here. C is going to H directly, and then we do this. So this one is C. It's better to remove this one and using a straight line to give a clear vision here. Here is C. Is that clear? Okay, C is only going to H. And let's looking about the E. So E, F, and G is the sense after D. That is same as B, C, D after A, right? So we can do that. This is E, F, and this is G. So we know E will be going to H as well, right? So if E going to H, can we do like this? We remove this one, and we directly link from there to here. This is E. The only thing don't allow you to do this is you need to make sure this node and this node have a different number to this node and this node. So if they have the different number, then you can do this. Does that make sense? Okay, so I needed to move this H to this column to avoid that issue. So now we have the E finished F. F is going to I. So F is going to I, we can do this. And we move this one down as I. And G is going to I as well. So this G is going to I. Can we do this? Can we do that? Yes. We cannot because this G and F is the same thing. So we need to have a dummy here. So yes, because when we will number it, you will see here is 5. For example, here is 15, here is 20. And those U or F is 15, 20, G is 15, 20. Basically, they are the same thing. We cannot let any combination of this I and the J be the same. So this is a numbering sense. We cannot have any combination like this. So we need to get in our first dummy here, right? Your dummy may be different, but right now we see here, you should have a dummy to make sure F and G is different. So we need to broken here, given our dummy here. So I was using the red for dummy. So I name this one as a dummy 1. Is that okay for you guys? A dummy means only the logistic relation. There is no true activity here.
Okay, so if you have two of the same number, like two of the same letter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or two letters that have the same number, then it's a dummy.
If the two activity don't say letter, if the two activities share the same nodes, same starting and ending nodes, then you need to have a dummy to make them different. Otherwise, the two is the same thing. You cannot have the two in the same place, okay? So we need to have a dummy here. So now we are going to have the H, the J2, we're looking here. This 2L, so this 2L will be easy. So you will directly link that. You have your J and the L relation linked. And you have your H to L and H to K. And also here has two, right? So we can do this. H to K and H to L. So H to L is a special thing here. Then you need a second dummy here. So H to L is only a relation. So if we using a solo the continuous length linked to this, then you make a new activities, but we do not have this activity existing in the list. So in this case, you try to make a connection from this node to this node, but you do not want to create a new activity. You just want to creating a new to represent a relation. So this will be the dummy. So we need to change this one to the dummy. So this is a second use you using a dummy to have your relation represented here, but you are not creating a new activities. So this is a second case you use a dummy. So this is what be a dummy too. So H is to L done, H to K done, and I to L and I to K and I to M. So I to M is well, I don't have F here. This is purpose writing. So we can do a simple here is I to M, and I to K. I to K is the same case. I to K, basically we need to make sure I and the K the relation is finish to start. So this is the finish point of I. So that means this finish point of I should have been linked to the starting point of the K, right? So normally we can add in a dummy to represent this. Can we do this? Why? So if we did this, that means the I is going to L as well, right? So we need to broken it. So that means one dummy cannot solve your problem. You need to have two dummies. So so we needed to remove this, and we needed to broken here, and get a notes here, and this up is your dummy 3 to represent the relation I and the K. And in the same time, this one cannot be a straight one or a continuous one. This should be a dummy activities. So this is your another dummy here. So this is your dummy 4. Okay? So we can move this one a little bit to show better results here. So the dummy is the challenge for this activity. All right, so so we have 4 dummy right now. So let's finish this L to N. The L to N is something like this. So first we will ending this N. So end this N using 2 nodes and the N. So we have L and we have this M. So now you finish all your arrows. L ending here, study N, K ending here, study N, M ending here, study N. So that's what be your results looks like. Any question? Which one? Oh, that is using to represent activity. I is a starting point, J is the ending point. We don't need to have it here. Okay. So now you need to do the numbering stuff. So you need to number all those starting and the ending points. So we don't need to have those starting ending here. So let's do the numbering things. So to number them, we need to make sure each activity, a combination of starting and the ending, I mean the left and the right should be different number than the others. So we will do 1 for the first one and then do the 5 for the second one because we want a gap. And then in that case, you will have a 10 here. And then maybe you can put a 9 or 11 here. And then this one actually will be 11 or something 8. It doesn't matter. You just need to make sure your left is always less than your right. But when you're looking for here, you will see the E is pointing from 11 to 9. That's an issue. This is starting of the E and this is the ending of the E. So this number should be 8, correct. So you will do 8 here. Which one? So for here, it's better to given a big number, not like 11. You need to have a gap, right? So this one you can given the number is 15. 15, and then this H is less than this one. You can give a number like 11, right? And this is a small number, doesn't really matter. You give 11, you give 12 here, you give 13 here. And this is intermeter, so you give 20 here, and you give 16 here, and make sure you give 14 here, and then 25. Something like this. Just need to make sure your starting point is less than your ending point. Who is, go ahead, question.
Can you re-explain why you have the 3 dummies? Like how that connects?
Okay. So the reason I have this dummy here is because I needed to make sure this 8 and this 13 is to represent F. And this 8 and the 13 cannot represent additional G here. So I needed to make sure that, so I created this one to make sure F is 8 to 13 and the G is 8 to 12, okay? And this is the reason we have this dummy. And the reason we have this dummy here, dummy 11 to dummy 15 is because we needed to have the relation H to L as finish to start. H to L as finish to start. But we cannot give a straight line over here is because if we do that, that is an activity. Remember, an arrow is an activity.
Okay.
So dummy is not an activity. We call dummy activity, but a dummy is only using to represent the relations, okay? So that's the reason we need to have a dummy here. And the dummy we need to have over here is because we want to have this I to K relation, right? So we need to have a dummy here. So at first we put a dummy here, but we cannot do that is because if we put a dummy like this over here, that will make us from F. F will be going to L. We don't have the relation F to L. F is here, L is here. There is no link. So we cannot do this. So we need to bookends. Okay? So all we put a dummy here, is we do not have I to L relation. So we need to breaking it and creating these things here, using those two dummies to make sure when we're using dummy, we're not creating a new relation. When we're using an arrow or dummy, we're not creating a new activity. And uh, for each of the activities, we need to make sure, for example, A is 1 to 5, B is 5 to 10. We need to make sure all those left numbers is less than these right numbers. And also there is nothing over here, the list sharing the same combination of 1 to 5 or 5 to 10 stuff. Okay?
Could A be 0 to 5?
You can do 0 to 5, and you can do 0 to 10. It doesn't matter. But just need to make sure you don't need to do the 5 gap. You can do the 10 gap. You can do 0, 10, 12, and 13, and 14, and 15, and in the middle you have 12, 1, something here.
So, but the beginning and the ends have to be like 5 or 10?
No,
So
doesn't matter.
It could be 2 to 7.
You can do 2 to 7.
A could be 2 to 7.
Yeah, you just need to make sure this one is less than that one. Yes, you just need to make sure that. But normally we can do 1, 5, and we give a 5 as a gap. We will be able to do some corrections or modifications later. Any question for this? Any more question? Yeah, I wish Terry and Chavan will be here, but they are not here. So if they don't care about it, I don't care about it. Yeah, so I'm glad you two here, right? So, okay, all right. So if no question for question 1, we will move to question 2, okay? Okay, let's do the question 2. I think that will be a problem. Maybe I will do some mistake as well. So let's see. Let's see how can we deal with this one. So we have a bunch of activities here from A to N, and even how we have some B1, C1, D1. That is kind of likely your assignment too, right? So we have the different, we have 3 pounds, and then for each of them, we repeat that. So anyway, so for the section number, we have A is 0, B1, C1, D1. B1, C1 is 1 plus 0 plus 1, you get a 1. 0 plus 1, you get a 1. And the D1, B2 is all after B1, so you have 1 plus 1, you get a 2. 1 plus 1, you get a 2. And the C2 is after C1, you have 1 plus 1, you get a 2. And the D2 is from D1 and the B2, so you have a maximum D1 is 2, and the B2 is 2, you get a plus 1, you get a 3. And the E is maximum of B2 and the C2. B2 you have 2, C2 you have 2, plus 1, you get a 3. And the F is from the D2, you have 3 plus 1, you get a 4. And the E is from E, you get a 3 plus 1, you get a 4. H is from E, 3 plus 1, you get a 4. And the I, you have a maximum from F and the H, you get a 4 and a 4. So you have 4, 4 plus 1, you get a 4. And the I, you have J and I, you get a maximum 4. Oh, here, this 5, sorry. Here's 5. 4, 4, I is 5, you get a 5. Plus 1, you get a 6. So K is I and the J, I is 5, J is 6, plus 1, you get a 7. And L is H, J, K. H is 4, J is 6, K is 7, plus 1, you get 8. And M is maximum from K is 7, L is 8 plus 1, you get a 9. And N is 9 plus 1, you get 10. So are you getting the same number with me? Yes? Thank you. So since we're getting those same number, and this time we are doing the AON first as well. So we were doing AON first. So we have our sequence number from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's too much. Okay. So we're putting all those things in the row. So we have A is in the first column and the B1, C, B1, C1 in the second column and the D1. It's worth to put the D1 up a little bit or down a little bit. So B2 and the C2 in the number 2 column and the D2 in the number 3 column and E, maybe we can put the E up here. E in the number 3 column, and we have F in the number 4 column, J number 4 column, H number 4 column, I number 5 column, J number 6 column, K number 7 column, L number 8 column, M number 9 column, and N number 10 column. Is it in the same order with me? Good, thank you. Okay, all right, so now we're given a box for each of them. Say that again? Yeah, don't forget to box them. If you're reading my feedback for your assignment, you will see you need a box for each of them. And make sure your arrows is come from the left side to the right side of the box, right? All right, so if that is correct, now we are going to deal with is the relation. So A is going to B1 and the C1. And what's the heck here? And the D1 is after B1. So I probably need to reorganize this one and putting my D stuff up and maybe H stuff done later. But I'll first do this. Okay. So I hope that works. So B1 to D1 and the C1 to C2 and the B1 to B2. And we have the D2 here and the B2. And we have the E is B2 and the C2. And we have F is D2. And we have a J is E. And we have the H is E. So I need to move this H down. I cannot move. What happened? Okay. I have the issue with the coding one.
They're not there because Abby left.
So their recruiter lady isn't there anymore. She moved back to Kansas because of accident. So he's only gonna have like small events like with our orgs.
So I cannot write here anymore. That's interesting.
No, I looked for him. I had to call him.
You know, I'm still waiting on my gear from the bow now. I haven't seen that.
What?
The gear, when I wore that bow now,
Oh.
still haven't seen that.
We can call him too.
Okay, let me pause the recording. Okay, so we are back into here. Make sure your E is going to H is correct, okay? And then you have your F and the H is going to F and H is going to what? I. So in this case, I probably need to do this. So I will remove my G and I will switch this one to H and the G. So then I have my F is going to I and my H is going to I.
That's what I got.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And then I have my I to J and my G to J, right? And then I have my IJ to K. Sorry.
You can't cross them.
We're trying to avoid a crossing. So if you give me a nice one without a crossing, I will give you a bonus. Okay. So we have the I and the J is going to K. In that case, we need to move this K a little bit up and J to K and I to K, right? And we have H, J to H, sorry, H, J and K to L. H, we cannot avoid this.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, we cannot avoid this. And K is to L. And the J is to L, right?
That's what I got.
And then you have a K to M and L to M. And so that's what be your final results looks like.
Your E has to go to H.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. You gotta cross it.
The only crossing you should have is this one. Only one crossing.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
So they don't have to be, do they still have to be lined up if you bring them up? Like, do they still have to be in their, like, in order?
So you can put this one down here. So if you put a D1, D2 down here, that means you are crossing this one. So we're trying to avoid the crossing, so we reorganize it.
Okay, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to shift D1 and D2, like, over more to the right, you couldn't do that because it needs to stay in line with.
Yes,
Okay.
you need to always from the left to this
Right,
right.
okay.
Mhm.
Oh, this is AO, right?
This is AON. Yes, yeah. So any question for this AON? No, if no question for AON, we will convert this one to a AOA, right? So let's convert this one to AOA. So again, we need to have A, B1, C1, D1, D2, B2, E, C2, probably F, H, J, I, G, K, L, M, and N. Somehow, so I need to move those one a little bit to the. I'll move everything here. To a little bit left here. And then move my M back to here. All right, so that is the sequence. Okay, so now we are going to safely move a node for A, right? So that is easy to do. So so in this case, I will using the red one as the activities. I will using the yellow as a dummy. Okay. So so A and the B relation is easy to figure out. Is that correct? So and then we have the B1 to B2, C1 to C2 in between 1 and 2 sequence number. So the easy one do is using this C2, right? And now we look at B2. So we could this with B2. And we can try to use this as D. And we do this, we do this. Okay, now let's think about it. So we probably need to remove something later, but right now let's think about the relation is correct. So AC1, C2 is okay. AB1, B2, and the 2E is okay. And the AB1, D1, D2 is okay. But we have some relations over here is, we have some relation over here is this one. So the B1 to D1, we represent over here. B2 to D2. So we missing this one, right? We are missing this one. So we need to have a dummy here. This is our first dummy here to represent the relation. To represent the relation between B2 and D2. Is that correct? Okay. So and we're missing a relation here. And the C1 to E, right? So can we do this? Simply do this. C2, sorry. C2 to E. Can we do this? That mean two?
No,
Why?
because that means it's going to D2 as well.
You got it. So so we need to have another dummy, right? So we remove this one and put a dummy here. And then you C2 is directly go to E, and this is another dummy. So you have dummy 2 and the dummy 3 here. So is that clear? Okay. Okay. Now we done. We are reached the D2 and the E, and our next one we're going to deal with is what? D to F, right? And the E to H and the E to G. So E to H will be easy. E to H. So let's move this one a little bit up. And we're trying to using that simple one to do F. So D2 to F. And we move this one up as well. So we have E to H. Right? And then we have the next one we're going to figure out is E to G. So E to G will be easy. Right? So right now without any issue, we have FHG done. So with that finished, we will move into F to I, H to I. So because those two is our point to one. So may have some damming coming out from this point. So let's see. So let's do F to I. Is F to I okay here? And how about H to I? We need a dummy, right?
Why do we need the number?
Good question. We don't need a dummy. We do not need a dummy. We can directly do this. Can we do this? And this is your edge. Can we do this? Looks right now, there's no issue, right? Because no one will be going to share the same points. This will be different. This will be different to that, right? Question?
If there was a dummy, would that be wrong?
Okay. Don't over using your dummy. Some dummy is not necessary. Then you need to remove the dummy, right? So like this, we can put the edge over here and put the dummy up, same as yours. And that works, relation is correct, but we do not need this dummy. The reason we do not want to overuse dummy is because we're not doing calculation for this. If we're doing the calculation for this, you overusing dummy, that means you are overdoing the calculations, right? You have the early start, early finish, late start, early finish. Yes.
So what does that mean?
Dummy is not a real activity. It's only to represent the relation. Dummy does not consume any time. Dummy is not activity, just a logistical relation, represent the finish to start relation. Okay? You need to finish this first, and this point is ending E, and this is starting E.
The only time you know a dummy is like whenever you have two the same beginning and the same end.
That is the one you are using
You
dummy.
always use it in the same beginning and same end. Always, but not always.
You cannot have the same beginning, same ending for any activities, even how it's dummy. So for example, your dummy cannot be the same number to any of them. Go ahead.
How come some, like, between the lines, some of them have arrows and some of them don't? Do you need arrows?
It's because I'm lazy to write it.
So should we be writing arrows though?
Yeah, I mean, the best way to have those is you all have the arrows. You are always looking from this side to that side. Because some of those is kind of like intermediate. So you will be confusing either it's from up to down or from down to up, right? So in this case, you should to give all the arrows for them, okay? Thanks for asking. So now we do not have an issue to put H here, H directly to I relation, but we should have a dummy for this H to L. That's we cannot avoid it, right? You can do either way. So if you pick up using H to L as a activity, and then you should in the end, your dummy, no matter how you use this, your dummy will be the same numbers, right? So let's continue with this one. I to G, sorry, I to J here. And I to J, and we have this G to J, right? So can we add a dummy here? Can you see that? Do we need a dummy there?
From G to J?
Uh-huh.
Yes, because J goes to K.
Can we remove this dummy?
Probably yes. G goes
Yeah,
to
we
J,
need
G
that
goes to K.
Okay, so you guys see we need this dummy, right?
Yes.
But this dummy should right now it should not be this good position. So let's leave it there and let's see what happened. Okay. So we have done this I to J. We have done this G to J. So we done I, we done J, and then we are going to looking for K. So K is from I to K. K is from J to K. And that's the only two, right? So what we can do here is, if we want decided to using I to K, that's not good. That's not good.
Wait, J to K, right?
Yeah, here, J to K, we're doing this. So let's move those a little bit to left to give it a space here.
So which circle represents the letter? The circle in front of the letter or the circle behind the letter? I think that's what.
The two circles represent that letter.
Both circles.
Yes, the left one is its starting point and the right one is ending point. So you need the two circles to represent the letter. So that make your drawing is complicated than that one only using one. So right now we're most using this one instead of using this one. So this is the history. Okay. So we are getting the key here. We're getting the key here. Not the color. We're getting the key here. So key is something after key is something after, right? And the key is something after I. So it looks like very strange here. We can do this right now, something after the J here to directly represent the key. No issue. But if we want to represent the relation between I and the key, we have to do this. We have to do this. A dummy, right? It does not make sense.
Wait.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's very weird. So that does not make sense.
We're trying to do what?
We're trying to find the relation between K and I.
K and I.
KIG, right? Like this one. I to K. So
Shouldn't we add a circle dummy from G to J?
What's
to
it?
show that G is not also going from J to K?
I feel like K should be.
So it'll stop at J.
Wait, why I gotta be a dummy?
So
K should be the.
uh-huh.
All right.
Okay, that don't make sense.
So at this point, we gotta pick.
K cannot be a dummy. If K is a dummy, that's K is not activity. Right? So in case of this, what we can do is like this.
I think we should add a circle dummy under J.
We will do like this. We will making the key as here, and we put a dummy from this to here, and put a dummy from this to here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now you have your relation I to K and J to K, right? And without breaking, your I is here. So okay, so this is the K, and the K is going to L, and the J is going to L. So that is weird over here. So let's see. Go ahead.
Do the dummy lines have to be straight? Like my line was curved.
Curve is fine. It's fine. You can do the curve from here to here, but a curve is not easy to see.
You're right.
Yeah. All right. So now we are here. K to L.
When will we connect?
And the J to L and the H to L. H to L. So let's do this. Let's put this to represent L. Okay. And then we have the K to L. And we will see this is not necessary. We can directly link it, right? And then we have the J to L. And then we have the H to L. Is that correct? So H to L, K to L, and the J to L. We're using this node here without creating any relation because this cannot go reverse, right? So in this case, you will see we can move this one to present the L, K to L directly, right? So we can remove this one. And directly link it here. And this is your K. Is that okay? Is that okay? K to L.
You took away one of the circles?
I took away this cycle and I'm directly linked to here.
Oh,
Okay? Okay, because this dummy over here is not necessary. I try to remove the dummy. Okay, let's look in H5. So I guess that's the one we discussed before. Do we need a dummy here, right? Go ahead.
There's no activity line from J to K. It's all dummies. Is that okay?
There is no activity J to K. Those dummy, those are dummy.
Yeah, like that's fine. Like that, you could do that.
You want to remove this one and use a straight line over here?
No, I'm not saying I want to do that.
I mean, why not?
Asking, like, is because you said that the red line was the activity line, and
Uh-huh.
you needed activity from J to K, but they're all dummy lines from J to K. So, like, is that okay?
Yeah, why not remove that box and just put a red arrow?
Which one?
The one to the right of J.
This one?
Yeah, why can't we just use that line and put it straight to K?
If you do this, right?
Uh-huh.
Your dummy and the J is sharing the same nodes.
No, she's
Oh,
talking
I
about,
see.
I think the one on the right.
Yeah,
Your dummy and the J will be showing the same nodes.
yeah, right.
And if you do
Dummy line
this,
and
it's
red
the same
line can't have
thing.
the same circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, to answer my question, then yes, that's fine. You can do that. You don't need an activity line.
You cannot. You should do this. If you do this,
Okay.
you will see this dummy and this one is the same thing.
Why is I going
Okay.
down?
Okay. And if you don't need that one, you missing the relation between J and K. Okay. Yep.
How do I know which circle to connect the dummy line to? Like, you connected it to a left or a right? How do I know which one? So like if I'm putting,
Which one?
when I go from H to L,
H to L. Yes.
what, do I use the circle to the left of H or to the right?
This is cycle. This is not box. If it is a box, you are using left and right. That is cycle. So you try to use it from here. Because you have the arrows, you will understand it. So
So I use the furthest.
you can do here or you can do the bottom here. It doesn't really matter.
No, I mean like, why did you choose that node instead of the one?
Okay, this
right
one.
here?
I'm not choosing here, right?
Why not?
This is the start.
So we should
And
always
this
choose
is the
finish.
end.
So we should choose finish.
This is a start for H and this is the end to H.
So,
Relation is finish to start. Okay? So uh-huh.
So if I and J are connected, right?
I am
Shouldn't I already be covered because of J? I mean,
yes, you're right. So because I and J is next, but in somehow
so.
so if you are the scheduler and you can avoid that because J is always after I. So then the K is after J and I. You're right. But this is the problem must say for this question, which is no really means.
What?
So this is a practice, you understanding the methods how to solve the problem is no really construction meanings. Okay? So if this is already a construction project, yes, you are scheduled in the practice, you can remove those because this is already contained over here. In another way, you cannot. For example, if this is your ordered concrete, and this is your place your concrete for phase 1, and this will be your place your concrete in phase 2. You have the limited resource. You cannot do the same 2 phase in the same time. Yeah, so it's better to have it, even how the relation here is already contained there. Okay, all right. So now we're doing the M. So we're getting the M and the N down. So the M has another relation is from the K, right? That's the tricky part over here again. How to put a dummy?
Wait, why does there need to be a dummy?
How to put a dummy?
I thought a dummy. is
How to
red
put
line.
a dummy from the K to M or L to M?
L to M, because K can't have another dummy connected to it because it already has a red line.
What?
I thought a red line and a dummy can't come off the same node.
Yeah, so you're right. So in this case, we cannot give a dummy like this.
But
We cannot give a dummy like this.
in a second,
So we need to return the K to here. You know what I mean? I just removed the K. So we need to return the K. So this is your K. And this is your dummy. All right?
But I said that, but there's a dummy and a red line coming from I, and there's a dummy and a red line coming from J, the same node.
Yeah, so.
So we have to make
So
all
why
those
wouldn't we
circles.
just do that for K2 since we've already been doing it, honestly, but we're not supposed to, right?
So you see here.
Right there, there's a red line in the dummy, and the one right before that
Before that.
is also a red line in a dummy.
So this one is J, this is I.
Right, both J and I both have a red line in the dummy, coming from the start node.
From the, this is the ending, this is start nodes, this is ending nodes.
Right, but
These are all from the ending nodes.
I start node,
The dot before the, yeah.
So you want to remove this one to
No,
be
I'm
the
saying-
K.
we can have a red line and a dummy coming from the same node. I thought we weren't supposed to.
You can,
We
because
can?
this is the starting point of I. Sorry, this is starting point for J, is also the ending point for I.
Right.
Right? So your dummy is come from ending of the I to K, dummy from ending of the J to K.
So then why don't we just add a red line instead of erasing K and adding 2 dummies? Why can't we just add a red line from that point?
Where you want to add a dummy? Where you want to add a red line? Tell me where.
She basically said, keep
Why
it the same.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
so
keep
based
it
on
the
what you're
same
saying
and
here,
just
why
put the red
can't you
line.
just do the dummy from M to K? Like, why did you have?
Come,
to add-
come here, come here, come here.
Yeah, yeah. Why was there 2 dummies needed and an extra node?
Okay, so this is, look, this is what we had before, right? And based on what you're saying, we can't do the M to K dummy, right? That's why you add another one. But she's saying that you have dummies coming from like I and J that have already a red
Uh-huh.
line. So why can't we just connect a dummy from K to M?
Right.
K to M.
Yeah,
Just
like
This is
it's,
a, this is a dummy.
no,
No,
but
but
like
you
you had
added
it like
another node.
this. Yeah, you had it like this before. You didn't have 2, 2
Oh,
nodes.
okay. You okay? Let me return back. You want this, right?
Why
Yeah,
can't you just draw
yeah,
another line?
exactly. Why can't you just have a dummy that comes from K to M?
How to come from K to M?
I mean, just boop and
That's the starting point of the K.
so,
But it-
oh,
Oh, we don't have an ending.
Oh.
This is
Okay,
starting point
okay.
of the K. This is the ending point of the K.
okay, that
Does
makes
that make sense?
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. that makes sense.
Okay. All right.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So don't be confused about the starting and ending point, right? So that is the key to M and the L to M, key to L. So I don't believe we're finished. We still have some question over here.
I don't think on the test I'm good. Honestly.
We don't want to be I don't want to be challenged like this. It will be challenged like this, okay? It won't be more than 3 dummies. This has 4 dummies. Okay, so how can we do this? J to this G to J. G to J. Right now we're using a dummy here. My question is, do we need this dummy?
Or can we just, yes, we do, because that means G would also go to K.
Without dummy, we can directly do this. Is that works?
Oh,
Yeah, actually.
yes.
Is that what we create a new relations?
I think that works.
It will create a relation from it will be create a relation from G to K. Is G to K?
G just.
G does not to
Okay.
K.
No.
Okay, so. we
G
gotta
does
do
not to
this.
K.
So it has to stay as a dummy.
It has to broken this one.
So we should add a green node.
We should have broken that one.
I said that. I remember saying that.
So we should have broken this. We should have broken this. So I wish I have more space. So what we do is we will remove this one. We will remove this one. And we represent a new activity over here as G. And we will broken this. So I'm zooming here to make sure you can see it, okay?
So G is going to the start of.
So this is that one. This will be the intermediate one. And this will be the 2 dummy here. There will be 2 dummy here.
Yeah, this was the worst example that we could get. I get so.
This is a better example for you for practice, but it's not a good question for the exam. Okay, so we need to have this G here to broken this 2 dummy here to make sure this G is not going to K.
Is J, which side is J on?
Mm-hmm.
I thought J was that whole.
Oh yeah, that will be the J.
So would it be a red line?
That will be the J. So let me make sure. Yes, this will be the red line. Yes, you're right. This will be the red line.
You just added one.
Just one dummy here. Just one dummy here. So let's count how many dummies we have. Too many. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3 here. And this is dummy 4, dummy 5, dummy 6, dummy 7, dummy 8, dummy 9, dummy 10. So we have 10 dummy for this one. It's ridiculous. Okay. It's just a practice, okay?
Oh, so it's, but no, he has to.
Wait, so what is this? This little piece is. What's this? What is this?
Oh, this
little-
is-
So this is start with G and G. Start I and I. Start J
No,
and
but
G.
look at this. This has,
Wait, so, okay, no, never mind.
Yeah. So the numbering for this one will be getting massive. So you can practice with how to number it. So let's see how to number it. Yeah, let's try to number it, okay? 1, 5, 10, 9, 15. 15,
I was.
14,
You have to label all the dummies?
6, yes,
There's no way.
13,
No way.
20,
You like label all the dummies.
19.
Can I put D1, D2?
Yeah, D1, D2, yeah, you can. Just make sure you have D1, D2 here already. So you can do dy1, dy2, right? Okay. Or the dm something. 30, 35, 40, 39, 45, 40.